I am so late. If niyakhona ukungihama ngabe niyangihama njengamanje. Basically. Ube niyakhona ukungigcinya ngabe niyangigcinya. I'm very late. I'm really sorry, guys. I'll pay for the other 25 minutes that I lost. Don't worry. I'll pay back. Thank you so much. Siyabonga Thembelihle. Emakhosini siyakhuleka bantu abadala. Kamagwini khanya lesedi. Ndawuwe. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Good evening to everyone who managed to join this live, to find me live. Yeah, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. There's a lot to unpack. I think you see that I honored the invitation. I honored the spirits that we are talking about today. That's why I'm wearing black. Thank you so much, Mrs. Girlfriend. That's why I'm wearing black. Because we are unpacking Nzuza Spirits. If there is one topic Bandabadala that most cases people would talk about or other healers would talk about, and I would pretend like angizwa lutho, I would pretend like I don't know anything. Instead, I would sit and listen when they are speaking. It's this topic about Nzuza. It's the topic about Nzuza spirits. In most cases, I would often keep quiet because of, I think back in those times I didn't have enough information about it, because every time when one would mention a Nzuza, the first thing that someone that would mention a what? A mermaid, a serpent, a very dangerous thing that one well, they would mostly put it as special. They would mostly put it as special, as something very sacred, very le far away from you, and that, you understand. Yeah, they would put it as like a siren of the, why does this thing keep on saying do this? Okay, it's fine anyway, you understand. They would always put it like that. And something in me that always said there's something divine above what we are being told about it. There's something divine about it. There's something more complex and what we need to learn. And one thing that was very much confusing about this topic about Nzuza spirits and about Nzuza and all of that, is that most cases when they would when healers would explain someone or Nzuza, they would literally explain someone who's going through symptoms of isithunywa. They'll be like, umntwana onenzunza akathanda ukuhlala, umuntu onenzunza akathanda ukuhlala phakathi kwabantu, umuntu onenzunza akathandwa ngabantu, umuntu onenzunza they never age, and don't and all of that. And all of that, to me, then I would see it, understand? I would come across TikTok videos whereby they would explain all of that, and I'd be like, isn't this a stunya? Isn't these symptoms of people, of someone who has istunya? You know, that would be the most confusing part of it. Then that's when I got to realize, no man, there's something big that we're actually missing here, and we think we know, but actually we don't. And I remember asking the spirit, what could actually be the Nzuza in it? But when it came back to me, it said it's not a particular spirit, but it's a conglomerate, it's a collective of spirits that actually make up what we call Nzuza, what we actually call Nzuza spirits by themselves. And we are very much familiar with the spirits, but it's just that we are not aware that they are actually the Nzuza spirits. So one thing that the spirit had said to me, it said they are the bridge between marine spirits and earthly spirits. They are the bridge that connects, or they are the bridge in the middle of the marine spirits, universal spirits, and the earthly spirits. Then you'd find the Nzuza spirits. So I am going to break them down one by one. I just did like a selective of like 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. I am going to break them piece by piece so that you understand them in details. I know that there's a lot of them that I omitted, that I didn't count here because of time and all of that. But I'm going to break them down piece by piece, and then we're going to get into their symptoms. Why is this thing? Okay, we're going to get into their symptoms, then we're going to get into their totems that they use, and then later on the live, that is when we'll do a whole collective of it, now explaining what actually what is what we call Nzuza. So that is the package for today. That is the package. Something is wrong with my network. Am I audible? Am I there? Is it fine now? I think it keeps on glittering because people are sending gifts. You see your donuts and your tontons, and yeah, I think that's why it keep on glittering and that sharp. First of all, you'd find Istunya. You would find Istunya, but let us put Istunya in this case as let us not put Istunya as a Istunya selwandle, Istunya samanzi, Istunya sentabi, Istunya, but let us put Istunya as a divinity in it. Let us put Istunya as a divinity in it. Let us put Istunya in this case in a Nzuza concept. In a Nzuza concept, Istunya is what will present itself as the white. The one that says I am divine, the one that says I focus on the self-introspection, the self-awakening, the self-discovery. I am the one that holds the divine purpose of your life. I am the one that says, figure yourself out, Pumzile. Figure yourself out, find yourself. I am the one that says, above all of it, above everything, above what you've went through, not actually above what you have went through, but above all the archetypes, all the personalities of yourself that you've discovered about yourself along the way. I say, never let go of any part of those archetypes, or never let go of any of those personalities, but instead accept every single personality that you've discovered about yourself, collect it, put all of them together and make this one being that you are. Basically, I am saying, as Istunya Sako, I am saying each part of you, it is acceptable, each part of you, it is important, each part of you makes up what you call the gift. What you see, what you think is divine, what you think is white, what you think is pure, it's not actually pure as it is. I only present myself as Istunya, as white to you because you think I am divine, but actually my definition of divine, it's not your definition of divine. What you see as divine, it's not what I perceive as divine. When to you divine, ingelosi zihamba phezu kwamafu zimbatha ingubo ezimhlophe zithi uyingcwele wena okhona, uyingcwele wena okhona, uyingcwele wena nozayo. That is divine to you. Divine to you is making sure that you abstain from sexual intercourse, you abstain from alcohol. That is divine to you. Divine to you is making sure that you eat healthy food that has to do with your spiritual steps and tonton. That is divine to you. Divine to you is making sure that you are pure in most cases, you fast, you do what and do what. That is divine to you. But then it's Tunya when it comes say, if that is the divine that you believe in, then it's fine. I will present myself in that divine. I will choose the white color because it's the divine that you believe in. But in my sense of divinity, in my sense of divine, in my sense of Nwele, that I believe in, or that I am as Istunya, it's what you actually are in your true sense. It's not what you believe in, but it's what you actually are in your true sense. My divine, if I say what very well, that you love threesomes, you are very sexual active, you love to explore yourself, that is my divine. Accept that part of you, Pumzile. My divine, it's knowing that when you are a snave, you love a snave. As if it's part and parcel of your edits. One personality of you loves a slave. Why are you judging yourself in that? Accept yourself. Accept that personality of you. That divine, my divine is saying, I know for a fact that you are not a monogamous person. But I know for a fact that you are very polyamorous. I know for a fact that you are very polygamous. You love partners, you love 2-3 partners, you love to explore yourself. Why are you judging yourself? Accept that divinity. That is divine to me. Istunya, it's what says, when it puts you in a self-discovery journey, the self-discovery, it's finding the omniscience in you. It's finding the omnipresent in you. And the omniscience, the omnipresent, lo nkulunkulu ngaphakathi kwena, lo nkulunkulu ngaphakathi kwena akakaze azajaja abantu. Lo nkulunkulu ngaphakathi kwena, the God in you knows the right and the wrong. The God in you follows the order of karma and divine order. The God in you never judges, but the God in you knows that every single part of it is acceptable. Every single part of it, it's a differentiation of the divine, of the divinity in it. That is istunywa. That is Nzuza Spirits in it. Then you would find the Mdao. You would find the spirit of Umdao. Now, the Nzuza Mdao will present itself in two ways. It will present itself as the royal blue only. It will present itself as the royal blue if it is formed towards the water spirits, if it is aligned towards the marine, towards the water. Then it will present itself as the black and white if it is aligned to the earthly side of it. That is when you find umuntu being given a beta black and white. Then in that case, that type of mdao, it is aligned to the earthly side of it. But once that type of mdao, it is aligned to the water spirits, then that type of mdao is a water mdao spirit. That is when you'll find umuntu being given royal blue beads. Is sambato that is full royal blue. Maybe it could have a white cross, maybe it could have white stars or whatsoever, but in its color, in its full complexion of a color, the garment, it's blue. It's royal blue. Itugeli blue. Nazareta o blue. A staff dress is blue. Ijazi eli blue. Full royal blue. Then you know that in that case you are honoring umdao wasemanzi. But in that case, the type of umdao that is of the water element or the earth element, it's a karmic spirit. It's a karmic spirit, and most of the people, when we talk about karma, what comes in their mind, torture. What comes in their mind when you refer to karma, it's a bad thing that is about to happen. But actually, in the definition, in the universal definition of karma is lessons. It's not punishment. When we picture karma, we picture punishment. We picture something bad that is about to happen to you just because of some certain things that happen in your past or some certain things that happen in your lifetime that you haven't resolved. But the definition, the universal definition of karma is lessons. That is why you make mistakes. Within those mistakes, the universe expects you to learn a certain lesson. If you are not learning a certain lesson, that you are not going to come out of that situation because the karma didn't serve its purpose. That is why you'll stick into the karma. That is why you never go out of the karma, because the karma didn't serve its purpose. Why? The divinity, the omnipresent, the omniscience, which is you, hasn't learned the lesson that they're supposed to learn. So karma in itself, mdao in itself, when it comes to you, it is there to, it comes as a karmic spirit that comes with karmic events, but eventually, at the end of it, it's not a matter of breaking you into pieces, but it's a matter of learning the lesson. For people who have been following my teaching, I've said this multiple times, that if you are in a drug addiction or if you're in an alcoholic addiction of some sort, the mdao, the Nzuza mdao, the black and white, the royal blue, when it comes to you, it won't help you to get out of the situation, but it will sink you deep to the drug addiction. It will sink you deep to the alcohol addiction. Up until you reach a rock bottom. When you reach a rock bottom, then that's when you say, whoa, stop it. I need to make something about this. I need to find a way on how to get out of this situation. And immediately when you take that decision, immediately when you say, I can get out of this situation, I need to find a way on how to get out of this situation, then you've learned the lesson. You've learned the lesson that you are powerful enough. You have the power to get out of the situation. No one must help you, but you actually can help yourself. But the only thing that was required was for you to take a decision. Then in that case, you've learned the lesson that you are the God. You can actually take decisions upon your life and make correct decisions and change the karmic situation. Change whatever situation that is in. Why? You've taken the decision. You've learned the lesson. The Mdao has taught you that. Then you get out of the karma. You come out of the karma. Because why? You've learned that you are the divinity. You're the God yourself. You just need to take the decision. Take a decision. If you've had multiple of times that you need to go to a manzini, you need to go to a manzini, you need to go to a manzini, but somehow you fear amanzi. Uyasabu ke manzini, you fear amanzi. The Mdao will make sure that the fear grows. The fear grows. Uwasaba more. It won't help you, but it will actually make sure that the fear grows. Kungangokuthi ngisho noma undlula ngasebridgini uzwinyawo eqhaqhazela amadola angakwazi ukunyakaza because uyawasaba amanzi. The Mdao will make sure that the fear, it grows. And when the fear grows, challenges comes flying. Challenges that will need you, or challenges that will drive you. That as much as the fear is so much high, but the challenges that you are coming across, they are forcing you to go to the water. Zikutrape inkinga zifike inkinga uthi uyahamba uyohlola kuloku kuthiwa nje yegogo wena umuntu okumele uye emanzini wena kancane kancane nje umuntu omele uhambe uyokhuleka ngasemanzini, all of that. But uma uthi uyacabanga uvalo luthi inkeqe lokushaya ujulu kube manzi kuphakama ushukela ne high blood. But in that whole situation, the Mdao says you need to take a decision, because what you fear the power that is beyond what you see. You fear the power that you need. You need to take a decision that you are actually going there. And immediately when you take a decision, you think ngiyaye emanzini uqale uye kokuqala, uye kwesibili, uye kwesi-3. You get to be aligned to the spirits that you're supposed to align to. Then eventually it comes down. Even the encounters, even the karmic situations that you were coming across, now they start to subside. The Mdao has served its purpose. Thank you for liking the live and sharing the live. Continue liking the live. Siyakude. We're going far. I just had to have tea, guys, today, so that I can be sober, because when you are talking about universal stuffs like this, you can't sip flying fish. You have to be clairvoyant so that the spirit can actually work. I'm out. I'm getting out. I've explained it. Okay, let us proceed. Kindly share the live. Then you find a certain, let us call it as tunywa. Let's give it as tunywa. Ne? Even though, yeah, let us call it as tunywa, even though it doesn't have a name. But a type of a spirit that presents itself using blue and white. Let us call it Istunya. Let us give it a name of Istunya. Let us not say Istunya Samanzo, Istunya Sagopu, but let us just give it Istunya. A type of Istunya that will present itself using blue and white. Be it a garment that is blue and white, be it a speaker or whatsoever. But that type of Istunya, when it comes to you as itongo lako. I remember people who follow my teachings, I once tapped into this topic of a blue and white when I was explaining the sleep paralysis. That the sleep paralysis is one of the spirits that dwells in the amniotic fluid of a woman when a mother is pregnant. It dwells in the amniotic fluid because the fluid in itself, it's a spirit. The fluid itself, it's a water. That means itongo, that type of itongo will be a marine spirit or will be a Nzuza spirit, but more aligning to the water in itself. So it's a type of a spirit that acts as a tongo lako. By itongo, I mean the divinity, the divine side, the divine entity, the divine deity that is connected to you spiritually, that is responsible for you in whatever that you seek and whatever that you believe in. Or stuck somewhere there. That's what I'm continuing. In whatever that you believe in whatever sense of philosophy, religion, whatever religion that you believe in, the spirit adapts to that. If you believe in Jesus Christ, the spirit adapts to that. If you believe in Buddhism, if you believe as an atheist, in whatever philosophy of regime or religion that you believe in whatever sense of divinity that you believe in, the spirit adapts to that. Example. In the New Testament, in the Old and the New Testament, the Old Testament of the Bible, it is more of idlozi. If you read the Bible, you understand. The Old Testament of the Bible, it is more of towards the dlozi side. The New Testament, it is towards the sporofito side, the stunywa side. Then you find the other part of the New Testament whereby now it is more of apostolic, whereby Jesus Christ say, "Tsamayang le lefatshe lohle le ba rute evangeli, e re ba ba dumelang le ba kolobetse ka lebitso la Ntate le la Mora le la Moya o halalelang." Whereby now he sends John and Paul and says, "Hambani umhlaba wonke nishumele ivangeli kuthi kubo bonke abakholwayo kwiNkosi uJesu, abakholwayo kwiNkosi noMsindisi, bakhulekiswe, babhabhadiswe babhabhadiswe elokhunjaneni egameni likaYise nelendodana nelomoya oyingcwele." So the Old Testament, when I say it will be more of the dlozi side of it. In the Old Testament, the God that we see in the Old Testament is the God of Abraham, is the God of Jacob, there must be a certain offering that is given to me. That is sitsu, that is the green, that is the dlozi, that is the red part of it. Then you would find in the New Testament are we back? We can continue. Okay. So as I was saying that in the Old Testament, the God believes in the offering, that there must be an offering that is made for him. And in the New Testament, God no longer wants a certain offering, but now he believes that in the name of Jesus, everything is sorted, because the biggest offering was done at Calvary. The biggest offering was served at Calvary. Now, an example is that in the Old Testament, the God wanted is chiso, but in the New Testament, the God wants umtendeleko, silikani, a wine offering in my body and my flesh. That is the God in the New Testament. So the blue and white stunywa would be the New Testament God, will be the John and Paul Mudimu, would be the evangelican side of God, the side that says tsamayang le lefatshe lohle, hambani umhlaba wonke, go and preach. So if it's that type of estunywa that is more of an evangelican, that type of estunywa can perform, or that type of estunywa can operate in any form. That is why the most of people who would be here on TikTok teaching, the most of people who would be on Facebook teaching, you must know that person has an evangelican sporofito. That person has the blue and white sporofito. That person has that type of istunywa, the John and Paul that will go around teaching. That is, but for someone who would have more of the green, more of the closer side, such people suffer a lot when it comes to social media. Such people, when they enter spaces where such portals like this are open, bayagula, baphathwa makhanda, because they are very much ancestrally, they are very much glued to the ancestral side of it. I'm just trying to be slow so that the network can work in our side. You know. Then let us move. Then you find them lozy. You find them lozy. Them lozy, then Nzuza lozy. Not sidimu samlozi. Not balotsi, the sidimu samlozi, because that one would be twasat. But the sidimu them lozi, the Nzuza spirit of umlozi would be your crown chakra. Would be your crown chakra in it. It's the type of a spirit that presents itself using the orange color. Now, what is the principle of umlozi? What is the principle of umlozi? The principle of umlozi, it says, in all divinity you are pure. In all divinity, in all aspects of your life, you are pure. Mlozi says to you, you went through it all in your life. You became a prostitute at a certain time. You got pregnant. You did abortions. And now you find yourself in a state where you are spiritually gifted and you are judging yourself. Why are you judging yourself? Mlozi doesn't care whatever that you went through. Mlozi doesn't care if you wawubamba inkunzi abantu. Mlozi doesn't care if unesidumbu phansi. Mlozi says, in whatever that you did, you experienced yourself in all different personalities and all different consciousness of God. Now you are finding yourself in this differentiation of God that is spiritually gifted and that is called for a certain purpose, because all along you've been experiencing yourself in all differentiations of God, but in those differentiations of God you didn't see any purpose. You were just living, trying to survive in any means of your life. But now you find yourself in a state that is now a spiritual awakening. And you are starting to figure out if there's actually a purpose that you are supposed to live for in life. Now that there's a purpose, accept all those parts of your life. Accept what you see as a sin. But instead now start to see it as a lessons. As mistakes that taught you lessons. The society sees that as a sin. The society judges you for committing an abortion, for being a prostitute, for selling drugs, for selling that and that. The community, the society judges you from that. And you see that as a sin. But in my point of perspective, in my point how I see things as your mlozi, now take what the society sees as a sin and take it as your lessons. Now start to see them as your lessons. Accept them, because these are lessons that have grown you. If you didn't experience that, you are not going to be here. You're not going to be here. So mlozi in the Holy Trinity, mlozi is the Jesus Christ. Mlozi is the Jesus Christ in the Holy Spirit, in the Holy Trinity. Mlozi is the Jesus Christ that says, iza nazo zibomvu zinjalo, ziyohlanzwa ngegazi lemvana. Mlozi is the one that says, I'm not judging you in what you went through, but iza nazo zibomvu zinjalo, ziyohlanzwa ngegazi lemvana kumina. So in the Holy Trinity, mlozi will be Jesus Christ. Now you get to see the orange color. Orange, it is made out of the red and yellow in it. The blood of the lamb, the blood of Jesus, las hlanza conikas, the Son of God, the yellow, gives out what? The orange color. The mlozi that says kimudimu, kisidimu, kimudimu. Kisidimu, the red, the nguni. Kimudimu, the Son, the divinity, the Father, the Ra, the God Ra. So in me, you find both the sidimu and mudimu. In me, you find the divinity and the karma in itself. Am I making sense, or you lost? Am I making sense, or you lost? Koki, you can't be lost as slow. You're the last person to be lost. that would be the Mlozi. That would be the spirit of Abalozi. You remember the recent video that I made when I said people, you'd find someone who has the spirit of Abalozi. Is the spirit of Abalozi siyaphakanyiswa guys in sidlelwa amagobo ngakhona senzelwe izinsebenzelo zakhona sibuye siphakanyiswe siplagwe silungiswe. I don't understand people who say umlozi akathwaselwa. Maybe it's because there's no process of drinking blood and all of that you would say umlozi umthwasela, but actually the whole process of phakamisa abalozi kuyintwaso ngokwako. Kuyintwaso, it's an internal intwaso that you actually go through ngokwako ungumuntu. So the spirit in itself is siyaphakanyiswa. But I can have umlozi, we could have the very similar spirit sabalozi. I could have umlozi as a spirit that is supposed to help me, because in most cases the spirit comes as a supporting spirit in our collective gifts. I could have umlozi, and umlozi wami be a type of umlozi that is there to help me in my spiritual gift. Kushuthi mangihlola mase ngimphakamisile uzokhuluma kuba uyena oshaya umhlahla, kuba uyena oshoya ukuthi imoto ikuphi and all of that. Me and you having the same similar spirit, you have the same similar spirit like mine, but in you the mlozi but in you the mlozi acts as the divinity. In you the mlozi acts as what I've explained to you. In you the mlozi acts like a spirit that says never judge yourself, but accept yourself the way you are. Accept everything that you've done, accept everything that you've encountered. In this case, the type of umlozi that I'll be referring to will be a type of umlozi that will fond, that will blend between the water and the earth, the red and the yellow. That will combine the nguni, sidimu, li mudimu in one space. You wouldn't count and say, no, we're not there for today. So, that would be the orange color that the mlozi would use in most cases. Then you would find a makosi. But in this case, we'll refer to a makoso lwandle, not necessarily as we'll refer to a makoso lwandle, because we are more towards the Nzuza. We are more, the topic is more towards the Nzuza, not a makoso mhlaba and all of that. That would be us like diverting to the topic in it. But now we'll refer to a makoso lwandle, the purple color. Now a makoso lwandle will be, how do I put it? They are from the land, but they now live in the water. Yeah, correct. They are from the land, but they now live in the water. They are from the land where they committed sins, where they lived in their own lifetime, but now they found peace. They found sanity, they found purity. They've learned to balance karma and the divinity of order. And they found life ngasemanzini. Amakhosi wasolwandle will be the ancient elders of your family. Will be the ancient elders. Amakhehla madala asemndenini wakini. That will give out the purple in it. And if you get to think of the purple would be a combination of what? The purple would be the combination of royal blue and red. The combination of royal blue and red, the royal blue from the Karmic Mdao spirit, and the red of the Nguni. So basically, lama kehla that present themselves, that gives out the purple, lama kehla that present themselves as amakosako, that means they come with a certain karma, a karma that is of the family. The karma isibongo sakho ehamba naso. So lama kehla njengoba alana, they are actually here to help you resolve the karma. At the very same time, figure yourself out, to figure your purpose. They are actually here to request you that solve the karma that is in the family, and yet at the very same time discover your purpose. Discover yourself, that you are beyond the physicality that you are limiting yourself to. So amakhosi olwandle ayophakama when you think umusebenzi fela. When you actually think ukuthi no ngiyisangoma nje, ngiyisangoma ngathwasa ngelapha ngemeet and all of that. Amakhosi mayesephakama aphakama sewathi siyimpande yasekhaya eyakupha lobungoma. But at the very same time, we have a higher divinity. That means when we say we have a higher divinity, that means lobungoma obunabo abupheleli endumbeni, abupheleli emsamo ngokulapha abantu kuphela, but actually lobungoma obunabo, it grows to ubusanusi. That means you are more of a teacher, you have a certain wisdom. Now they are pushing you towards your purpose. They are pushing you to discover more about you, because you've limited, you've boxed yourself. You thought hore ke musebelezi, you thought hore ke moporofeta, you thought uthi ngisangoma nje kuphela. But now masebe phakama bona, they're actually now saying you are more of that. There is actually more to that you need to discover. And note the color purple as well. Note it down. Khona la siya khona with that color, you'll figure it. Uzobona ukuthi at the end, what is it that is beyond that? You discover uzobona ukuthi what is it that I'm talking about. So they are there to actually make you discover yourself. Amakhosi olwandle may figure with their purple color, uyaphakanyiswa. Actually, amakhosi olwandle, they are one of the spirits that makes up the spirits amajaji. Because it's all about hierarchy, it's all about awakening, it's all about elevation, it's all about ascension, ascending to the higher master. That is amakhosi, that is the purple in it. Siyandlula. Then you find umdigi. Usually if Goki people would come ngezakwazi ke cancer diphiri. No. Umdigi. Umdigi, it's a how do I put it? Umdigi guys, it's not one spirit. Umdigi, I missed the purple. I'd really like to know, is it under his tunya? No, okay. It's under Makhosi olwandle. It's not part of his tunya. Okay. Umdigi, guys, it's not one spirit. Umdigi is actually a collective of spirits that makes what we see as Umdigi. Umdigi is actually a collective of umdawu, umlozi, namanono. Then they make what you see, what we call umdigi. The mdawu part of umdigi will be the karmic side of isintu. Umdigi is actually the Xhosa version of umdawu, if you get to think about it. It's the Xhosa version of umdawu, a marine ndawu. The mdawu part in the mdigi will be the karmic side, the sintu, the sitsu. the nguni, the dlozi karmic side. That is why you need to twasa, to resolve, to cleanse, to fix the karma ngentwaso that is in the family. And once you done usuli gqirha lakwaXhosa, now you ascend to the mlozi part, the crown chakra, the divine, the purity, where you find the white in the mdiki. As you grow with your mlozi, it gets to intertwine like this. It's the crown chakra, the heart chakra, the crown chakra, the heart chakra. That's how you master the growth from the crown chakra, which is the mlozi, to the heart chakra. In the heart chakra, what do you find? You find umnono wako, the sky blue. You find umnono wako, the purity, the mnono that says ngengcwele, I'm a heavenly divine being. You find umnono wako. In all three combination of this spirits, they make what you see as umdiki. That is why I've said multiple times that umuntu othwase impande kacamako, umuntu othwase impande mhlophe, there's no way yokuthi lo muntu lo makaphuma ephehlweni, he or she has to go through the route of phakamisa ubuthandazi bakhe. No, there's literally no way. Because ekuthwaseni kwakho, ekunqambeni kwakho, ekuphothuleni kwakho umndiki wakho, ubusebeletsi bakho, ubuthandazi bakho, because ubuthandazi, it's the spirit, it's the gift yamanono. So because of the mdigi, it's a combination, it's a collective of umdawu nomlozi namanono. Ekunqambeni kwakho, ekuthwaseni kwakho, lamanono kumele asolveke, lamanono have to be resolved. So lamanono, when they are resolved, nobuthandazi bakho benzani? Biyaphakama, biyaqhuma, biyasebenza. So there is no way ukuthi ungathwasa le mpande maqeda bese uphuma uthi kuthiwa kunobuthandazi and all of that. Now you have to konke engahambanga kahle babes. Hamba ufuna change yakho. Are we still together? Siyahamba. We're going. So, thank you. So while we are still touching based on amanono. Amanono will fall between the water and the sky. Why would they sit in the sky? They'll be in the sky because they are heavenly divine beings. That is why in most cases they will choose sky blue. Yazi khona into engangayifunda ke guys ngengixoxeleni that the spirit samanono, it's not only abantwana that we miscarried or laba bashona abafika emhlabeni bandlula, some that we aborted and all of that. But actually amanono abotikolosh besithunywa. Like some of them have never lived emhlabeni, but they've existed in the spirit. They exist in the spirit. They've never lived. They've never existed. They've never came to earth. But they are these purely heavenly beings, kids. And mostly that would present themselves with sky blue. It's those that have never lived. It's those that are heavenly beings. It's those that are purely have lived, those that have tapped into the earthly realm. Abake bafike emhlabeni, abake bawuthinta umhlaba. Ilaba that mostly come with the pink color. Because the pink, it's a combination of red and white. Red of umngoni, the blood that have existed. And white of purity, that ngingcwele ke manje. And combines and give you the pink color. So those ones lived, tapped into the earthly realm. What if they represent themselves as stars? Stars, no. That's powerful. No, not stars, Coco. Stars. Oh, stars carry so much knowledge, and for you to be a star, you'll have to walk the world. You'll have to. Hey, there'll have to be a secret. If you saw it like that, there will have to be a secret. There'll be a secret. There's a secret behind that. There's a secret behind that. There's something beyond that you're actually being shown. It's not as clear as you think. It's not as clear as you think. So that would be Amanon for you. And I've said this multiple times, but I don't know if I should go back to this topic, but I once said it before, Ngati. The whole reason of us having to sort out amanono swalungisele swageze swahlambulule swenzeni and all of that, it's actually to honor them because of the gift that we have. Sistole because of bona. Amanono, they are actually the sacrifice. Amanono ayisithwalo sedlozi. I've said this multiple times, and immediately when people think of amanono, they think of ubungcwele. I'm like, ninanas. Amanono ngakuxoshisa emsebenzini. Now I have to confirm that I'm still here. Is it correct? Okay, we got. Amanono ngakuxoshisa emsebenzini sihlobo. Amanono ngakuphathisa ngekhanda. Bangcwele kuphike labo bantu. We manona ngakuxoshisa emsebenzi mntasekhaya. Amanono hey kahle wena. Amanono angathi angenza ukuthi amadoda mawe kubona acabanga ukuthi unabantwana acabanga ukuthi unabantwana ndohluphekile. You are just that type nabantwana abaningi that ezothi kancane kancane ukuthi uboy ubani ushoda ngani inga amanono. Oyi. Bangcwele kuphike labo bantu. We, show me. We. Cause like maybe one day we need to do a full teaching on towards amanono to actually understand ukuthi bayini. What are they? I've said it multiple times. Ngati bayisithwalo sedlozi. Ayisithwalo sedlozi, but we'll talk about it one day, because currently we are just unpacking the spirits these Nzuza spirits as they are. Then you'd find the spirit of amalinda. I think I've done justice previously towards this topic. The spirit of amalinda, it's an ancient. It's part of it. It makes out the collective of the old Nzuza spirit, but the spirit Samalinda, it mostly introduces. It doesn't have a color. You can't pinpoint and say, this is the color that presents someone who has amalinda. There's no clear color. However, amalinda, they are the ancient spirits. They carry the wisdom. Amalinda, they are the secret. They are the secret. They are the secret spirits. Very secret. Ingakho kuthiwa one of the spirits amalinda nedlozi lamalinda idlozi eliyilinda, it's what ngesinguni people call umagidele endlini or magidele ekhaya. Idlozi elithwasa ekhaya, idlozi lilinda ekhaya, aliphumi lothwasa ngaphandle but lithwasa la ekhaya. It's what ngesinguni they call umagidele endlini or magidele ekhaya. Lisebenza ekhaya lelo dlozi lelo, and it's an ancient ancestor. Why lithwasela ekhaya? Lithwasela ekhaya, and njengoba lithwasela ekhaya lithwasiswa umuntu wasekhaya. So for instance, it's quite a bit similar to what Kasipedi they call ngakachupe. Ngakachupe li negedla. It's not similar. Igedla is someone who would learn imiti through self-initiation and all of that. Then ngakachupe, it's someone who would be taught, yes, more of a herbalist, slightly similar, but the journey in itself is that in order to be ngakachupe, uthwasiswa la ekhaya. Uthwasiswa la ekhaya maku antu wakho oyigedla, maku antu wakho oyisangoma, noma ku malume wakho oyisangoma, noma ku mkhulu wakho oyisangoma. You get to be a right hand man yakamkhulu. You get to be a right hand man yaka auntie. Akufundise whatever lena akufundise yona. At a later stage, that's how you become ngakachup. So uthwasa la ekhaya. That is so amale. So that would be the dlozi. That would be the dlozi side of amalinda, the earthly side of amalinda. But the Nzuza spirit of amalinda would be an ancient spirit, would be represented by ancient ancestors, ancient spirits, very old people, 500, 600, 7,000 of years ago. Very old people. People who carry certain wisdom, people who traveled portals. Then you'll find a version of amalinda that it's aligned to abatwa, what people would call abotigoloshi, goblins. Angithi, when we are talking about Nzuza, I said mangqala ngathi the Nzuza spirit, they are the bridge between the water spirits and the earthly spirits. So they are the bridges. So we are tapping into the water, come back into the earth. So there's a version of amalinda, what you would call what people would call goblins, about tigoloshi. But those ones, see, not that they are slightly what people would call abafana bomkete. But no, I'm lying. Not abafana bomkete. Because laba bangabotigoloshi or laba bangama goblins, bahlala ehlathini, bahlala nakuma caves, but mostly ubathole ehlathini. And why they are called amalinda, it's because of they are like the gatekeepers. They are the gatekeepers of secret portals that are earthly portals. So ungafika ehlathini, ufike ubone indawo, bafike bakubonise, bahlala balindile, yes, bafike bakubonisa indawo, ubone this place, this spiritual place, whatever, there's a place like this, ubone isn't and all of that. But mawubiza someone uthi yazi I come across indawo esona so kule ndawo le, mawubiza someone leyo ndawo le ayikho, it's not there. It's not there. Umuntu azasanga cha uyasangana. But to tell you are the when mauza when we one you are the only person who knows how to see it. It's because you are connected, or one of them is an ancient ancestor to you. They are the gatekeepers of the portal, so that's why they're able to show you that place, because you are connected to them. Amalinda ke lawo ahlala ehlathini, mostly uzobathola emahlathini. The last spirit, then you'd find what people would call isithunywa senkanyamba. Isithunywa senkanyamba, I'm looking for a very perfect way on how to put it. Isithunywa senkanyamba sitepa both the water and the earth. It is mostly represented by the maroon color, the maroon of the red and brown. Combination of the red and brown gives out the maroon color. The brown that says emaweni, the caves, the mountains, and the red that says the red of the sea, the red of the nguni, the red of Amabuto. Yeah, the red of Amabuto. In combination, it will give out what we call isithunywa senkanyamba. And that type of isithunywa will be mostly represented by a dragon. Now, if you get to see a dragon, the dragon in itself, it's a serpent, which is, it will lead me to my second segment of this topic. It's a segment. The red yamakosi. Definitely you can't have a mabuto without a makosi. Mabuto wani nivikele ini, because kunobukhosi it is in the present. So definitely where there is a mabuto, there is a makosi. Do you now see where the combination comes in? Yeah. The dragon in itself, it's a serpent, and the dragon in itself, it's a spitting fire serpent. Now you get to understand this isithunywa senkanyamba, what type of a spirit it is. It's a type of a spirit that destroys to recreate, because fire element, it's a type of an element that destroys what is no longer needed and recreate it into a new shape and give it a new shape. Give it a new name. People mostly who have that particular isithunywa, that Nzuza spirit of inkanyamba, mabaya umuntu akhona makangathi uye emanzini bese avuka ekusasa ashona entabeni, ayimsebenzeli leyo nto leyo. It never works. It never works. Such people, umuntu ofika ekuseni akhuphuka intaba, ilanga maliphakama ehlela ngasemanzini, or aqala emanzini ilanga maliphakama akhuphukile ngasentabeni. Le eyokuthi uyanamhlanje kusasa, it never works. Because what are you saying? Are you saying the dragon is half? And you are contradicting energies. Because the element of fire in itself, it needs to be complete. It needs to be balanced on the same day. In itself, if you have man's and then the red and brown, that means there's a feminine energy, there's a femininity that is behind the scene, that is likely not to be seen. You get me? Come well. Definitely not Egyptian beings. Egyptians, those are the sun people. Those are the sun gods. Those are the sun people. Different topic. Definitely not. Now, guys, Nzuza spirits are likely they only have one, not only one in short, but they have few totems that they use. But how does Inkanyamba present itself? It usually uses a dragon, Coco. It's a dragon most cases. Then their color will be more maroon in itself. Yeah. Horse, never. That is more of a Stunywa type. Yeah. Nzuza Spirit have a collective of totems that they use, but one famous totem that they use, it's a snake. Immediately you dream of a snake, then you must know that you're experiencing Nzuza Spirit. Immediately you see a snake in a dream, you must know that you're experiencing Nzuza Spirit. Idlozi lakho, your bloodline ancestor, your grandmother okhulisile will never come using a snake, because she lived emhlabeni, she walked in a certain lifetime. You'll have to use something that is walking. Could be a lion, could be a crocodile, but it has to have 4 feet. It has to have 4 legs. To show ukuthi idlozi. Inkomo, lion, leopard, whatever, idlozi lelo. But once it's a Nzuza spirit, a snake, definitely. So I just put up some few examples so that you would know. Nzuza spirits are mostly what? How do I put it? They are mostly explained using they are mostly explained using chakras. That's how most people will explain them, using chakras. For instance, if you would see of a python, a black and brown python, these ones that are mostly farmed by people who love snakes, the black and brown python, then automatically you know that you are referring to idlozi lana. You are referring to a familiar spirit to yours. You are referring to, or not necessarily idlozi as such, but the type of an ancestor that brings or that gives to you with this spirit. It's someone that is related to you. It's someone that is bloodline related to you. Immediately you will see that brown and black python, then you'd know that whoever is presenting the spirit to me, it's someone that I am related to. That's what you should know. And most cases, when it comes to beads, the black and brown python, it manifests itself, or it camouflages itself as black and white beads, as red and black beads, as red and white beads. Then you would know, okay, it's fine. I'm attending a certain Nzuza spirit, but that is brought to me by an ancestor that I am related to. Then you'd find a black snake. A black snake that would mostly visit abantu abadala bathi inyoka emnyama isho isitha emndenini. Correct. Correct. But in this case, Isita, it is represented as karma. Isita, it is represented as Mdao. So, in a spiritual form, what would a black snake represent? One, a black snake will represent a distant ancestor. Mostly, the black snake will represent a distant ancestor that acts as your Mdao spirit. Mdao from the royal blue, you remember? Mdao from the black and white, you remember that Mdao. But a type of Mdao that is distance away from you. A type of Mdao that comes from a family that didn't raise you. A type of Mdao that will come from maybe your father's maternal side or your father's part, a family that you are not close to. For instance, if you know your father's side of the family, but you only know your grandmother's side of the family, you don't know your grandfather's side of the family, then that type of Mdao will come from that side, that your father's paternal side. That Mdao would come from your mother's paternal side. You grew up knowing ugogo, ozaluma, but you don't know the grandfather, you don't know the family, umkhulu azalwa kuyona. That type of a Ndao, that type of a Nzuza spirit will come from that family that didn't raise you. The royal blue and white njeti will come from that ancestor, that family that didn't raise you. Engakhulisanga. That is where this Nzuza spirit will come from. And they are very likely ukuthi baxabanise nale family ekhulisile. They are very likely. Yazi Babu Credo washo something very profound. I remember watching that video. Wati, as you grow spiritually, as you grow, as you ascend universally, you will come across spirits that will act like familiar spirits that are there to help you, but actually they are there to distract you. They are there to manipulate. They are there to utilize you because they've seen how you've grown. Actually, those type of spirit bazothatha amandla wamadlozi akho, amadlozi akho asebenze blind, imimoya ophiwe yona isebenze blind, ukuthi ukhulu bomuntu oyena bona nje sebafika sebazosebenzisa sebazokutilize. He once said that. And ever since I've been cautious. Ever since I come across that video, I've been cautious in my life. I've been cautious because I don't find myself entertaining familiar spirits that are there to destroy me. And such ancestors that didn't raise you and all of that, they are very likely to baxabanisa. Because come to think of it, imagine the relationship between your grandmother and your grandfather that didn't work out. Your grandfather was very much abusive towards your grandmother. And he passed on. Even though your grandmother was married to your grandfather. And the relationship was very toxic. Now your grandmother comes and gives you a gift and say, nabo prophet, nabo buthandazi, tate ubsebenzise. Then, vumbu, your great-grandmother, who is your mother's grandmother from her father's paternal side, who hated your grandmother like nobody's business, called your grandmother umthakati and all of that, now comes and give you a Nzuza spirit, comes as your Ndao. Do you definitely think that your grandmother will allow such? Do you definitely think that your grandmother would allow you to entertain that side? Because she has never healed from that. She has never healed from that. She was ill-treated. She was supposed to go into that family and say tunes and all of that, but instead she was ill-treated. Even the person abused her. So basically she doesn't want anything to do with that side. Like the black snake, when they disguise themselves, when they hide their faces, bitches, they are motherfuckers, when they hide their faces, they will disguise themselves as Indians, as dreaming. Here's a very common dream that will come from them. Dreaming about bakdala. That will emerge from the water. But these people, they speak a foreign language, but they look very old. Actually, the fact that they speak a foreign language and they look old, the fact that they speak a foreign language, it says to you the type of a language that we speak, it's not the language that we've heard before. Akusi language wayincele beleni, asikhulisanga ngayo. That means we are actually, even though we are bloodline related, that's why you see the black and the black in us, but we actually didn't raise you. And for the fact that we are old, it means we are very far distance away from you. Then immediately when someone will dream of that, then be like, unamahlozi amakhulu, unamahlozi amadala, unamahlozi amakhulu, nehlozi elikhulu, badala abantu bakho. Muno. Idlalo izangoma ezisindwa yiphandla la. Oh yeah, Indians and white people. Yeah, Indians and white people. Yes. Yeah. Then you would find mostly. Then you'd find the yellow and white snake that would mostly come. But the yellow and white snake would be umlozi in combination with your stunywa. Yeah, it would be umlozi in combination with istunywa sakho. More of when that snake visits you, it's a sign of growth. It's a sign of ukhule. It's a sign of you are missing something. It's a sign of it's a sign of you are missing something. You know why I'm saying that? The stunywa, the white, you've reached that level where you've allocated the divinity, the purity. You've reached that level where uhlambululile washona empophomeni wayogeza wenzani and all of that. But now you are lacking the part where you need to ascend to the yellow, and the yellow being the mlozi part. And you, in order for you to ascend to the mlozi, in order for you to reach the mlozi, you have to accept the completion. You have to accept the whole Pumzile aphelele and say, in whatever that you've went through, in whatever that you're going through, whatever that is happening, accept it and it's gonna be fine. So you are in a level of acceptance. You are in a space of self-acceptance so that you can grow. There's something engaphakathi kwena okumele uyamkele ngawe, ekumele uyixolele ngayo. Actually not even ukuxolela, but kumele uyamkele. Once uyamkela, then you grow. So once you dream of that snake, you should know ukuthi uza kahle, but the universe is actually saying you are missing the most important part that is actually meant to grow you. Because kumele ukhule manje, but you are missing certain parts. So try to figure out lento ifunayo ayikho ngaphandle, but actually seduzane ngaphakathi kwena, or iwuwe ikwena. We can't pinpoint and say, this is what you have to self-accept. Our journeys are not the same. Our lives are not the same. Our experiences in this consciousness are not the same. What you've experienced and what I've experienced are not the same. You've been raped. I've never been raped. Have you healed from that? Have you accepted? Have you told yourself, it was not my fault that I went to go jiva, ngabuya ngarape abafana? Have you accepted that about yourself? Have you accepted that it's actually part of your history, it's part of the scars that actually makes you? Even though they don't define you, but they actually make who you are. Have you accepted that? Have you passed through that? Because accepting it, actually you are accepting it, you are allowing, accepting it, you are allowing your mental state and the universe to not pass the karma to your kids. When you accept it and you work on it, you are resisting it to not continue and become a karma to your kids. Ukuthi this rape acceptile ingaqhube, this rape yakwenzeka lana ingaqhubeka umntana wakho naye experience nomunye experience ngezizukulwana, because if something is not accepted emotionally, if something is not resolved emotionally, spiritually it turns into a karma that can continue. Some cases, guys, are not cases that were done in meaty, but some cases are actually emotional, generational cases that our mothers have never healed from. Abuse, marriage abuse and all of that. Those are such things. Those are karmic cases. See? Usasenam, are you here? Are you still here? We are almost towards our conclusion, but there's still a lot to unpack. I'm passing. I think I explained the dragon. I think I explained the dragon part of it. What totem am I missing out? Oh yeah. The tortoise. The tortoise. They would mostly nazo. The tortoise mostly they represent abalusi. Remember that the spirit of abalusi actually represent your crown chakra, and if the spirit of abalusi represent your crown chakra, automatically represent the wisdom in itself. So if they represent the wisdom in itself, the totem abalusi that they normally use, it's a tortoise. Concha, there's a difference between a tortoise and a turtle. I think the one that lives in the water is a turtle, ne? Yeah. Saham Bislum. Yeah, well. Yeah. I think it's a turtle, the one that lives in the water. The one that has limbs. The one that does this. Yeah. I think that's the one. Yeah. They would mostly use it to present themselves. That animal represents ancient ancestors. Actually, not even ancient. No, I'm lying. It represents old and wisdom, full of wisdom ancestors, but it's the same manzini. In most cases, people would see a turtle manzini. They wouldn't see it in but they usually see it as big, because in spirituality, or in dreams, when you dream of something inde, or once you see something tall, once you're about tall, once it gets bigger, the size, the age, the size, the wisdom, it is represented by how bigger that thing is, how tall that building is, how tall lo muntu hamba naye is. Once you see a person who is tall, you should know what that person is actually trying to tell you. Ngimdala, I'm very old, I'm very ancient, I've lived many years. Once you see a big snake, it represents the ancient lelo dlozi elisuke liza lipresenta lelo dlozi elisuke lipresenta leyo moya loyo. It's actually trying to tell you that I'm very old, ngimdala. So then you would find a seal. A seal. A seal and a sea lion, is it the same? I don't know. But I know a seal. NgesiZulu we call it inkomo yolwandle. A seal represents amalinda. A seal is actually the one that represents ancient ancestors. A seal is actually the one that represents amadala, ancient ancestors. Yeah. Okay. Let me sit like this. Sorry. Then, out of all these spirits that I've mentioned and that I've taught you about, it gets to the question, Yoguti, Nzuza Spirits, what is the collective philosophy, or what is the collective principle that they actually believe in? What is the collective law that they use? Because you remember when I said in one of the videos, I did say, Oguti, imimoya semanzini, you would hardly find them ihambanga one. It actually goes as a collective in most cases. It goes as a collective. You usually find them as a collective. If it's not 3, 4, but chiquita girls, nama 3-step way Katie, they always go like that. You'll always find them like that. So what is the principle? What is the most common thing that they would believe in? What is common between all of them? Nzuza Spirit believe in the law of karma and divine order. Nzuza Spirits believe, number one, Nzuza Spirits believe in the law of karma and divine order. Where there is karma, there is divinity. Where there is divinity, there is karma. They believe in the yin and the yang. They operate using the yin and the yang. That is how Nzuza Spirits operate. They are not about purity, but they are about duality. If you understood how I explained umdawu when I said, if you are in a certain drug addiction of some sort, the mdawu won't help you. But when the mdawu arrives, it will sink you deep, it will make it worse. It will sink you deep to the depression, it will sink you deep through the drug addiction. But right at the end of it, right when you reach a rock bottom, the mdawu, when you start to take a decision and say, I need to get out of this, that is when the light is born. You were in the darkness, but within that darkness, the light was born in it. So Nzuza Spirit believe in the law of karma and divinity order and divine order. So within the light in itself, karma is born. The karma in itself, the divine, the divinity, the light is born. Is tunywa if you are if you are failing to accept your gift, if you don't want to accept your gift, Stunya doesn't mind to put you into prostitution, strip you of your dignity, strip you of everything, put you in the karma, lose everything, get into prostitution, lose everything. But still in that prostitution, you'll still be able to serve and heal people through sex. You'll still heal people. And once you decided to take a decision and say, I need to do something about this gift. Uthi ngisho noma ujaparapa umelaphane Anderson Street ndasekhaya sisho sebenza babes. Ulokubhodle njalo. Ulokubhodle njalo ume njalo uphathwe inyawo wenzeni up until you take the decision and say, I need to do something about this. Then the light, it's born. And the karma. They believe in the law of karma and divine order. 2. Nzuza Spirits believe in the law of independency. I repeat this. Nzuza Spirits believe in the law of independency. That is why most of people who have Nzuza Spirits, they are hardly told ukuthi akunamuntu ozokuthwasisa. Akunamuntu ozokusiza. That's why they would be told most of that. But they believe in the law of independence. And when I say in the law of independence, one might think in the law of independence in a spiritual form, but actually, yeah, that's correct. But I'll make an example for you. Love, true love, true love. Humans, and I want you to note this. I want you to listen to me very carefully. Humans were not given love as a form of romance, but actually humans were given love as a weapon of healing. Love was not given to us as humans as a form of romance, but actually love was given to us as a weapon of healing. That is why when love visits you, it has to find you broken. That is why when true love visits you, it has to find you broken, it has to find you sad, it has to find you depressed, so that it sparkles you. It sparkles you, it makes you happy. When you have it, you glow, you smile, we are known, you gain weight, you become beautiful. Because it's doing its purpose, it's serving its purpose. It's healing you. That is why love was given to us. The most people who come with true love, people who come with true love in our lives are people that we meet when we are broken, are people that we meet when we've lost it all in life, are people that we meet when things are not going fine in our lives. We are depressed, we are not fine, we have anxiety. There's quite a lot that is happening. Then that person comes and just sparkles up your life. That person comes with the true love. Because in the universe, in order for true love to visit you, the universe has to mark you as a red flag. A red flag, a soul that needs healing. Then true love has to knock in your door. True love has to visit you. 90% of the cases, if you would find true 90% of the cases, if you would fall in love when everything is fine in your life, when you are, you've just got a new promotion, you know, you're fine, you bought a new car, things are quite looking up, and then boom, someone comes. Oh, this person just adds in your spark. This person just adds something beautiful. Now you found true love. Chances woguti, that person brings the karma in your life. There's light. This person is the karma in your life. Unwillingly, unknowingly so. Wena nje ucabanga ukuthi nje zonke into ziyaduma, yes, yonke into right, but actually the person you are meeting is the karma. Because rule number one, law number one, the law of what? Karma and divine order. Where there is karma, there needs to be divine order. And where there is divine order, there needs to be karma in it. So when uzocabanga ukuthi uthola uthando, kanti actually you've received your karma in a human form, and it looks very nice, beautiful and handsome. Imnandi nasempedeni karma yakhona, but wait up until the karma starts to manifest. Then that's when you see good. That's the one. So Makosi, where is the law of independency here? When true love visits you, you still have to be independent of your emotional side. You still have to know that I still need to love myself. I still need to take care of myself. As much as this person has brought so much happiness in my life, this person has brought so much spark in my life, but I still need to have my own emotional independence. I still need to love and respect and honor myself as a being. But once you lose that sense of emotional independence and give it all to this person, then the karma, it is evoked. Within that divinity of love, karma is evoked. And why is karma evoked? It is evoked because you've broken the law of independency. You've gave it all. You gave it all to this person. Now you are no longer emotionally independent. And when you are now no longer emotionally independent, that is when the law of the universe now says to the love, she no longer needs it, but she wants it, then leave. Because love is an element. It works like it works just like any other element that God has created. Every other element that God has created, it has power to kill and power to heal. Same as love, it has power to heal and power to hurt. So love, true love works like Nene McPhee, if you know Nene McPhee. When you need it, but you don't want it, then it stays in your life. When you no longer need it, but you want it, then it leaves. Because it has served its purpose. Why must it remain? So immediately when you lose the sense of independency, then karma, it is evoked. And then the universe say, it's time to leave. She has lost herself. She no longer believes in herself as the omniscience and as the omnipresence. Then it's time to leave. Then when that person is suga, ehamba, then you regain that self-emotional independency. You start to realize that you need to take care of yourself. You start to realize that you need to put nails, go out and do whatever. Love yourself. And then someone will say, but Makosi, why does love hurt so much? Why must it hurt so? No, love doesn't hurt, sweetie. Love doesn't hurt, Mono. You are actually the one who hurt yourself. Because of the social standards that we've created as human beings, We believe that when someone is in our lives, we are meant to build something with this person. You are building something, you are heading to marriage, you are heading to destiny, you are heading to soulmates, you are heading to till death do us apart. That is the social archetype that the universe, no, not the social archetype that the society has created. But the funny part or the sad part is that the universe doesn't subscribe to that. So if the universe doesn't subscribe to that, in whatever that you have created a social archetype of we have to do death till do us apart, marriage and don't and all of that. You have created certain expectations in your mind. And once you've created those expectations in your mind, these expectations the universe doesn't assign to, doesn't subscribe to. And when now on this other side, you've broken the law of independency, because now you've given all to this person, because this person brought love in you, this person brought happiness in your life, and now you have that thing that I can't lose this person, because this person brought so much in my life, this person saw me in my darkest side, and this person took me and made me who I am. I can't lose this person, because this person is the river where I scoop the waters of healing. This person is where I scoop the waters of healing. And then the universe says, okay, it's fine. Let the river get dry now. May the river turn dry. May the source stop. Because now you've lost your sense of being. Because now you've lost the sense of who you are. Thando liyaphela guys. Ngangayisho lento lena ngathi abazali bethu just that they won't tell us this. Yabona immediately beqala bebizana mama kaThandi, baba Thandi. Oy, Hlalwazi. Dudu beyiye. Sesihleli as ama parents and sesihleli because of we now care for each other. I know your good side. I know that you were once a man that loved me like nobody's business. You took me wangenza unkosikazi. I'm a man. I'm respected esizweni because wangenza indoda. Wafudumeza ikhaya wangipha ikhaya and all of that. So I know your good side. Now we care each other. Now we care for each other. But truly speaking, awusasulava, awusasubheka umama kaThandi. Ubaba says manje. Then that means something ended. Konde yaphela somewhere. Immediately nje uthi ntatemukwena ahoy ngehlisa phoza yami ngehlise hayi ngiright mfethu siyaplapha oy it's not very demure, it's not very mindful, hey, it's not. So that is the law of independence towards Nzuza Spirits. that is the law of independence, that you need to be independent emotionally, because remember that these are marine spirits. Well, not necessarily marine spirits, but these are the bridges. These are spirits that bridge between the earthly and the water. So they have to balance. They have to balance the law of karma and divinity order. They have to balance the law of independency. So that's what they believe in. Then you find the last law that I've been speaking about since Qalile, the law of control and decision making. Nzuza spirits, in order for them to operate in you, you need to take a decision. In order for the karma to end, you need to take a decision. In order for the light to spark, you need to take a decision. You need to have a control. You need to take a decision. Have you noticed that almost all the spirits that we twasa, that are Nzuza spirits, or that we get to initiate, self-initiate, at some point they need imvumagufa. Be it imvumagufa, you do it ancestrally, or imvumagufa, you do it spiritually in a certain way, or you accept, but a decision has to be taken. It's a law. It's a law that we have vumana. Churches, the gereke, they subscribe to Nzuza Spirits. Your St. John, your ZCC, yo. You remember that I spoke about the blue and white? Stunywa, we'll call it Stunywa, the evangelical type of Stunywa. That type of Stunywa would operate in what now would call charismatic churches abazalwane. Still, the law of control and decision making has to be taken. Uyavuma ukuthi uJesu inkosi nomsindisi uyamkelwa yini uyamamkela njengenkosi nomsindisi empilweni yakho. It's a decision you're taking. Example, as we conclude, Whitney Houston lived her life governed by ithunya zakhe and the mlozi and what? Yeah. Ithunya zakhe and the mlozi. These thunyas are the, okay, let us not put them mlozi. Let's say the makosi. Yeah. This thunya is the one that would make sure that she get gigs. She is good in her talent. She's excellent. She's perfect. You can never ever compare her to anyone. This thunya made sure that happens. The makosi made sure that she becomes famous. She becomes a world-known icon. But in the light that was so much sparking in her life, the law of karma was evoked at a certain time, because she had a drug addiction that she had to deal with. And if you were to see and think about it, what actually drove her to the drug addiction is the light that was shining too much in her life. It's the fame that she couldn't control. It's the business that she couldn't balance her personal life and the business career side of it. Where at some point in herself, in her mlozi, in her self-divine, she wanted to be a mother. She wanted to be a mother. She wanted to be a wife to her husband. That's what she wanted. She wanted to be an aunt to her grandkids, she was to her nieces and all of that, and nephews. She wanted that. To her mlozi, that's what she wanted. This tunywa gave her the fame in itself. And the fame that she failed to balance the mlozi and the tunywa. Within failing to balance the two, the karma was evoked. And the karma became the drug addiction. And when the karma was evoked, that became a drug addiction, Ndau was evoked. And when Ndau was evoked, Ndau didn't help her, but instead Ndau sinked her deep into the drug addiction. While it was sinking her deep, it expected her to take a decision and say no. I need to take a break from the fame. I need to take 6 years not releasing any music, not touring, not releasing any album, not doing any concert. I need to take 6 years, do a self-cleansing, a self pampering. I need to do a self and sit and be a mother to my child, Bobby, and sit and be a husband to my husband, and sit and be a wife to my husband. Be a family person. Enjoy that. Feel that. When I feel like I'm ready now, then I'll go back to the industry. Then I'll release an album once again. I'll start writing once again. All what she had to do was to take a decision. She just had to take a decision and say, no, I stop. Thank you so much, my girlfriend. She had to take a decision, I stop. And when I stop, I take care of myself. So she failed to take a decision. She failed to take a decision. And them now singed her deep till death. Even when she was trying to come back, because now she misses. She misses who she knows, who she was. But still them now said, I will still haunt you because of you didn't learn the lesson you were supposed to learn. And that's what happened. That was the end of her. So only if she would have taken a decision, it was fine. It was going to be fine. I value what Adele did when she was going through so much of a divorce and all of that. Then she decided to take a full 6 years or 7 years gap and say, no music, no touring, no nothing. I need to work into myself. And she came back as a beautiful, stunning goddess. She came as a goddess. You could tell what she's from a rehabilitation, a self, not even a therapy. She's from a self-rehabilitation. You are from a chubby lady she was to a goddess that she looks now. You tell that she's from a self-rehabilitation and she's glowing, she's beautiful. You could see that she took a decision. She didn't allow the divorce, the karmic divorce, the karmic divorce to swallow her. She took a decision. So now you take a decision. Now you know what you need to do. Take a decision. See? Yeah. The last part of this teaching should be out here by 22:45. Everything that we've learned about the Nzuza Spirits, they all lead us to the black. All of these colors that I've mentioned, all of these spirits that I've described, each and one of them, all of these laws, all of these spirits, all of these totems, everything leads us to the black color. The black color that says, I am that I am. A black color that says, I was the Wade from the beginning. I am the Wade that was God. And I am still the Wade that was with God. Everything that we've spoken about, it leads us to the black that says, I am that I am. It leads us to Genesis chapter 1 when it says God created heaven and earth, and he said, let it be light, and there was light. That means before the light there was darkness. That means the divinity, the power that we seek lies in the black, sits in the black, sits in the darkness that was there before let it be light was said. What we grow to, it's what we actually fear, because where we are going there's no light. Where we are going there's no light, but there's just black. And in that black lies the power we are looking for. And the power we are looking for is the light that we need, that we want. So actually, when you are given a black garment, you are not given a garment that represents a certain spirit, but you're actually given a garment that represents wena. Isambatho asirepresenti lo moya thizeni, but isambatho sirepresenta wena. Esakho siwuwe. Because you were made in the image of him, it's that, this, the I am that I am. You were made in its image. So if you are made in its image, that means you are made in the image of the divine power that was lying in the darkness before let it be light was said. So you are the black. The black doesn't represent any spirit, but the black is yours. The black is you. The black is the omnipresent. The black is the omniscience. The black is the one that says, Kimudimo, Kisidimo. That is the black. The black that says, I am the origin. I am the energy that you can't say it's dark, you can't say it's pure. I am the energy that you can use in any form. I am the energy that listens to your purpose, that listens to what do you want to do with me. Do you want to kill using me? It's fine, let's kill. Do you want to heal using me? Let's heal. Do you want to change the universe using me? Let's change the universe. I am that I am. I don't have a color. I don't have a face. You are my face. That is why I'm giving you the color, because you thought you don't have a color, but you are me. You are my face. I am you, you are me. I am that I am. People who have been given the black color, I noticed that when the color decides to come in a human form, or when the black color decides to present itself in an image that we can understand. People who have Nzuza spirits, their garments are mostly flip-sided like this. Ipiga zabo, or amajazi wabo, or amaduku wabo, they are mostly two-sided like this. There's a color that you'll find on the side, and there's a color that you'll find on that side. And automatically, when you find someone with that type of a speaker or that type of a garment, you must know that person onale tshebeletso, that person onale lengelo le sebetsang bosiu, because the whole reason why the garment iphenduka, the color engaphansi, it's the one ke lengelo le patilweng, ke lengelo le sebetsang bosiu. That is why just because your garment iphenduka, how you were shown ephupheni ngendlela beyiboniswa ngakhona, it's not a case ukuthi at some point you may decide ukuthi no mina I'm gonna, just because it's red ngapha and it's yellow that side, one day I'm just gonna decide ukuthi ngizoyibeka ngo red, one day I'm gonna decide to be, no, the yellow will always be on top, but the red, just because it ka tlase ke lengelo le patilweng, ke lengelo le sebetsang bosiu, matla a teng ha wa tlameha a bonahale motshehare. That is why le patilwe ke sephiri, ihlakalo. It's the black le sebetsa bosiu, le fifing, where the power, where the source is. You don't just wake up and say, no man, I feel like ngayapara ka red. No, you don't. The way you were shown ephupheni, noma usigcoka usimbatha kanjalo, because the elenka ha ke sephiri. Njengoba le khala ingemuva ingaphansi ifihliwe, kusho ukuthi lengelo sesebenza emfihlakalweni, isebenza ebusuku, ngelo sensebenzelo ke tshebeletso. Batho ba tsamang tshebeletso bangikutlo, bantu abahamba insebenzelo bayangizwa ukuthi ngithini. They know, they understand me what I'm saying. So that is when within the black you get to realize ukuthi how does tshebeletso get to actually align idlozi lesintu nesporofito. That is when you get to see where the black of Sipiri, the black of Insebenzelo, how the church, how Tshebeletso in itself is able to balance idlozi lesintu and isporofito. Where you find someone, for example, where you find someone onobugedla, onabomkhulu abangamagedla, that want this person which asebenza ngemithi, aphakamisa ubugedla, aphakamisa ikhwama zabo zobumnyama and all of that. Then you find someone oneyithunya zasemanzini eyisebenza ngamanzi, eyisebenza ngesiwasho. Bonkhulu abogogo that are very prophetic, that believe in prayer, that believe in all of that. But now this person is suffering into balancing these two, because then this person doesn't know how to actually balance the two. Then that is when Tshebeletso comes in. That is when Insebenzelo comes in. That is where the black becomes the umbrella that says wena wozala, asebenze ngaphansi. Angithi the black is the I am that I am. The black has the darkness in it, the black has the purity in it. So that is why Insabenzelo has power to say, unesithwalo sakho iza naso, unobusebenzeli bakho, unobuthandazo, unoprofeta bakho iza nabo. Asibusebenziseni. Let's see how we can work it out ngala ngaphansi. So even for people who have been told that they need to attend Israel, for people who have been told that they need to go and attend Gerekias Piri, my dear, there's a reason why. Amongst everything that we've heard, there's a reason why. Let me tell you about myself. About myself. When I before ngizongena insebenzelo, you know what happened? I started disconnecting spiritually. Like I felt like I was a body that didn't have any head. Like umzimba ongana khanda. I felt like that. People would come and consult, then I would do consultations, and people would be happy with their consultation. No, my course, yes, you answered me. You answered my questions, and I'm very happy. But I felt like there was somewhere where I'm supposed to tap, but I just didn't know where I'm supposed to tap. I just didn't know where I'm supposed to. I could feel there's something missing. I'm behaving like a head, a body that doesn't have a head. I felt like that. And as I prayed, there's something that is missing, but I just don't understand what is it. There's a grandmother that came to me, and this grandmother spoke Sotho, came to me. When she came to me, she spoke Sotho. And she said to me, "Utlameile ulotlosa lesela le lentsho." Basically, she was saying, I have to go and remove the black cloth. She said, "Utlameile utsamaye ulotlosa lesela le lentsho." And I said in my dream, why this cloth is black? Why is it not white? Then she said, because the white one, you've long removed it. She spoke in Sotho and said, then, a black cloth, which one is that? Burgudu, someone came to me, told me, my spiritual father, I went to Insabenzelo. When ngasebenzelwa, I felt complete. Yabuya lento. Now I started feeling complete. And when now I felt complete, that grandmother came back to me, guys, and said, "Lesela letluile." That means the cloth has been removed. And when she said that the cloth has been removed, all of a sudden, I downloaded so much knowledge. Yemani. I felt like I was going crazy. Guys. Because there was just a lot. There was a time where I was looking at my teachings that I did back in 2018, in 2017, that I was writing on Facebook, speaking about Ibai. I remember I was speaking about Ibai or something like that. When I looked at that teaching, then I look at myself and I was like, smart bokun manganla. What is it that you're actually talking about here? Because what you know now is completely different to what you've wrote here. Have you grown to a point that you actually see yourself what you've read? Like, this is nonsense. This is nonsense. Because what I know now is completely different to what I know. Yes, some part of, I was reading it, I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, yes, it's correct. 1, 3, no, it's not the one. And now I'm blaming myself. I'm feeling like I could have said better. I mean, but it's the growth. It's the growth. It's the progress. Yeah, yes, it's the progress, the growth. Now you're judging yourself and be like, but in that moment, those teachings were very necessary. Someone learned something and someone got saved on something. But then, yeah, it's what it is. So I got to grow. And hutuswa halisila lilinso. The removing of the black cloth unlocked the power that was in that side. That now I am sitting here sharing with you. So imagine fearing the black, only to find out that you're actually fearing your highmost master. You are fearing the higher divine you. You are fearing the God in you. Summer Queen. Emakhosini. Isandla phezu kwesinye. Khanya lesedi. To all the best, to all the love. I hope I did justice with this teaching. I hope I did justice. I remember receiving this garment. It was very tough for me to do it. By the way, it's very long. Let me show you how is it. I remember receiving it and it's very long, guys. Like, I need to stand up to actually show you it. This is how it looks at the back of it. Can you actually see? This is how it's very long. It's giving Harry Potter, yeah. But I regret I took some time of doing it. But when I did it and ngayibona into eyeza nayo. Can one save this life? And when you save it, how do you find it? Because this is a definitely must save. Where do you save? This is a definitely must save, this one. Because I also saw Upatanani that there are lives that he saved. Go to live highlights and recap. Oh, live highlights and recap. After I've closed the live, then I go to the live highlights and recap. Okay. I think that's when I can be able to download it. Highlights and recap. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will post it on my YouTube. If I can download it fully completely, I'll post it on my YouTube. Don't worry. I'll definitely post it on my YouTube. So yeah, I hope I did justice with this teaching, and yeah, for people who still want to join the Deroni classes, there's 2 numerology classes. Ngiyavala next week. Already the people who have joined were complaining the other time, but they were saying they can't wait. They can't wait for the class. So, and I know that I didn't do a post for the Bone and Bible reading classes, but they are open. If you wanna join, just inbox me privately. They are opened, but it's just that those classes are not online. They are physical. I can't teach you bones online. So yeah. For those that are in Durban, I'll be in Durban on the 28th of September. Yeah, on the 28th, on the gala dinner. So you can join us on the gala dinner. And yeah, all the best, mtasekhaya. Angitholakali vele physical mtasekhaya. Ngi celebrate, that's the problem. But then ngiyadlala. We'll make a time. Inbox me. Probably maybe by tomorrow, Friday, we could meet. Yeah. Come on, Queen. All the best, all the love, all the light. Yeah. I've done my duty. I've served. I've done my purpose. I think you've learned. Khona ke laba beba joine la because of bazothatha ama notes. Mabaqeda bayahamba bayovula awaba masithunywa classes, then baqola abantwana babantu use my teachings, and then bafundisa abantwana babantu with my own teachings. One thing ngiyithanda ke ngomoya, I always, when I'm about to get to life, I always say laba beze ngobubi moya ingcwele, erase, clean ingqondo zabo, vacuum them. So abangithusi because of ukremile ukuthi umeruni umina in and all of that, uyahamba uyobajela ukuthi umerune. One thing that I know for a fact ukuthi the day masuqala ubafundisa mntasekhaya, mase bakubuza ama question, you won't be able to answer because the teaching it's not yours. You won't be able to give them answers because wena uyatshontsha and utshontsha indaba zikamoya, uyofundisa ngazo abantu bakamoya, amadlozi abo ayazi ukuthi wena utshontshile, and you expect ukuthi amadlozi abakhule ngomsebenzi utshontshile ongazange uzukhanyisele. So angikho stressed. I'm a sorcerer. Mina I'm a sorcerer. You will never this river will never go dry, Miss Kat. This river will never ever go dry. Teaching it's my purpose. Yabona healing nani naloko kunye ngwenzayo nokuhlola nani, it's uyayazi side hustle. Side hustle edlozini. Ukuhlola nani side hustle yami yasedlozini nje. But the purpose, it's what I'm doing here. That one I know for a fact. What I'm doing here, it's what I'm doing. It's what I'm called for. So this river will never go dry, my friend. This river will never go dry. So ngibabonile betshontsha. I've seen people, guys, stealing my post on Facebook. People just copy and paste, bathathe bafake kuma page wabo, cut my name down, asusa umuntu maqeda bese abantu balike baqala bese abantu ma comments babuza ama question. Dololo umuntu akasakwazi ukuphendula because of it's not yours. It's not yours. You don't know, my friend. You can't even answer when they are asking questions because it's not yours. Instead, I'm telling you, the spirit won't vacuum your brain. But if ungakanyisanga, the spirit will trust me. Trust me, babes. Trust me. Ngivala nje le live. Iqalithi chu kayi1. Chu. So yacala ukuthi kodwa bekathe orange minani. Hayi man, bekashilo ngepurple. So people abala are people that were supposed to learn from my teachings. Are people that the spirit of today, the mdawu of today, the stunya, the mlozi of today chose them to be here and listen and learn. Actually, it was not even about learning. It was about finding answers. Most of you were here to pick up the dots, click the dots and say, so that's why. That was the whole purpose of this teaching. For you to click the dots and say, that's why. Finding answers. That was the whole purpose of it. And maybe another learning about other things. But laba bazontshontsha. Ngibizi vacuum yezulu. Ngibizi cleaner phakathi kwama cleaner. Vacuum. Papa yini. I love you lots. I love you lot. Thank you so much. Sizohlangana eklasini. We'll meet at Klassen. I think that week or something we'll meet at Klassen. Yeah, we'll meet each other at Klassen. Yeah. Bye-bye. Okay. It's the end live before trying to sub only lives. Okay, there's no save button here. Okay, so I think when I end it, it's gonna save itself automatically. It's hi yashingeni Gomora Diva says ham or it save itself automatically. Okay. My YouTube channel is Smart Makosisizwe. It's just written Smart Makosisizwe. Please subscribe and watch other videos. At some point I'm disappointed myself when I watch other videos of myself. Now that I have this kind of information, then I'm like, my guy, what were you saying here? But then, yeah, bye-bye.